Let me not millennial pause at the beginning of this, as is tradition with me. And before you say anything, these are pimple patches. I swear to God, if another person says, you have stickers on your face. No, I don't. They're pimple patches. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't use them. I still get zits. Okay. It is a part of being a woman. Welcome to my truth. What am I even saying right now? I don't really know. Anyway, so I pay to be able to do things on here and and I never do it. So yeah, here's the intro.
Hey, all zombie radio.
Yeah, I paid thank you, Janessa. I paid $13 a month to be able to do that. I guess. I don't really know. I don't really know. Anyway, thank you. I am a fashion icon. I literally just got out of the shower because I was like, B, you look rough. You look rough. Um, you cannot be on live internet like this. So hopped in the old shower real quick, slapped on some pimple patches and said, this is it. And be thankful that smell-o-vision isn't a thing because we got food from a Brooklyn pizza place. I do not live in New York. So if that tells you anything about it's good. I mean, it's good, but it's not like real or anything. And I had a salad and boy, oh boy, it was like half onion. So count your lucky stars. Takira will be here. She is on her way home from work. And so like she'll show up when she shows. But excited because she's gonna be back. And thank you, Chanessa. I made it myself. I'm not very good at editing or anything else, really, but that's my intro. Um, so, and I've had it ready for the entire time I've had a YouTube channel. No, that's not true. 6 months into having a YouTube channel, and I never use it live. So why did I pay for Restream? I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to the good stuff. Jermaine, hi. You said this episode is good. It sure was. And I did say smell-o-vision. That's the future, folks, is smell-o-vision. One day you'll be watching The Walking Dead and you'll be able to smell rotting corpses in real time. As we all dream, I guess. What? Someone's gonna clip that. No, they won't. Nobody watches this except for you guys. You too. Just kidding. People do watch this. Actually, let me just say that. Thank you to like the 24 of you that watch this. Who are you? I don't know, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Genuinely. I don't know why I sound like I'm being sarcastic right now, but I really do mean that. I really mean that. I'm like constantly like I'll go to look at the views like the day after, the second day after, because like I'm chronically checking, like, have I finally made it? Am I a big YouTube star now? Surprise. I never am. Um, but I look and I'm like always like, oh, 24 people. Incredible. Hello, Takira. Are you okay? Are you aware you're on camera? Maybe not. Okay. I was like, maybe I'll just turn her camera back off until she's alive.
Can you
What
hear
is
me?
happening? Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
Wonderful. You know what?
Oh, okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Oh, well, whatever it was, it didn't go well. Anyway, let's start talking about the episode. She'll pop back in. It'll be fine. Okay, so episode 6 of season 2 of Found on NBC, everyone's new favorite hit crime-based drama. Um, there are no words, truly. I'm gonna say it, okay? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. You can disagree if you want. Do so in the comments because the algorithm. Anyway, I have to say this was no question the best episode so far. Hands down. That is my opinion. I think it was the best episode so far. So good. I gasped aloud. You know what I mean? It was good. It was really, really good. Anyway, so episode 6 of season 2, entitled Missing While Gabi Mosley. Directed by Keisha Sharp and written by Michael G. Peterson. Again, Michael G. Peterson wrote Missing While Interracial in season 1 and also Missing While Undocumented in season 1. Keisha Sharp, I don't remember. Did Keisha Sharp do anything in the first season? She did. She directed Missing While Indoctrinated. So we have talked about her before. I remember that because okay. Sorry, Wikipedia has a giant thing at the top of it. Because she played Monica Charles Brooks in UPN's hit television series that I loved, entitled Girlfriends. All right. Okay. I'm getting some comments. Let's see. Kira, yay, she's back. Welcome back. Long time no talk. She'll be back again. She'll be back again. Janessa, there she is. In fact, there she is. Okay, did it work this time?
I think it worked this time.
Okay. All right. Okay, good. You're on your phone, aren't you?
Yep.
Yep. That's okay. We're gonna make it work. Jermaine says hi. Long time no see. He said welcome back. Janessa said everyone was unhinged this week. Truly.
Yeah. What is happening?
I don't know. Jermaine says, who do you think's working with Sir? We'll get there. We'll get there, bud. We'll get there. And Janessa says, my money is on the mysterious half sister. Why not bring her up last season? Fair. It's almost like they're retconning her in.
Mm-hmm.
We love a retcon as long as it's good. A retcon's fine as long as it's good.
And would he be allowing a random guy to do his hair? Like,
it doesn't seem very Sir-like, but
right.
But I don't know. Anyway, I was just talking about Keisha Sharp, who directed this episode, because she played Monica Charles Brooks on Girlfriends, as we talked about last season. When we were covering last season. Yes. Okay, you know what we haven't done this season? We haven't looked at the ratings.
Oh, yeah.
So let me take a look at the ratings here for you. Okay, now, last season's, let's see when they had the spike in ratings. Let's see what the highest rated episode was the first season. It looks like it was the pilot, which is to be expected if the pilots, if marketing has been done correctly, which it was. I will give NBC that. Found was marketed very well because Takira and I found it because we saw commercials for it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was well marketed to the correct demographics, I would argue. And that was the higher rated episode, and it did dwindle a little bit over the season. It was pretty strong. Went back up into the threes at like episode 9. And 11. So did pretty well. Hit its lowest rating in the last episode. Which it aired in January. I don't know. That may have had something to do with it. I'm not sure calendar year wise how that works, but I know we're like post holiday season. It kind of lends itself to emotional slumps for most people. So maybe that had something to do with it, but it hit a 2.3. And that's in millions. So 2.3 was its lowest rating last season. Now, I am sorry to say that as of right now, this is the lowest rated rating episode of this
Which is
season.
crazy because, like,
It's insane because I just said before you got on, this was the best episode so far of the
yeah,
series, of the entire series, not even of the season, of the whole series. Yeah, so 1.93. Now, I don't know. I don't know. How do they increase over time? Do we count for, you know what I mean?
I will say this.
No, it looks
There
like
are
the
a
retreat
lot of
day after.
there are a lot of people that go on Twitter like the next day and we're all
Mm.
like, yeah, I fell asleep.
It's on so late. It's
Yeah.
just on so late. It's on I'm too old. Honestly, I'm just too old. Um, and your key demographic is really in our age range.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like, I mean, this show, let's face it. This is for millennials, this show. Right? We all
Absolutely.
realize that. Okay. I mean, we're the generation that grew up watching Unsolved Mysteries,
Hmm.
Dateline, 2020. We love SVU.
I
You know what I
still
mean?
listen to the Dateline podcast. It's
So,
ridiculous.
I don't know. What can I say? I like to be terrified in my own home.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
I have distinct memories of as a child while watching Unsolved Mysteries. I don't know why, but envisioning not even like an attacker, but just a gun barrel, like poking out from around a corner and like someone turning a gun at me. As a child, just warped, just really warped my sensibilities. I can't handle it. Anyway, um, Jermaine asks, "Are you interested in watching the show Tracker?" I feel like I did hear about that. I
Wait,
did hear about that. Someone is in it that I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
ooh."
I was just thinking the same thing.
Um, yes. Okay. So Tracker, it has been on, it's in second season already.
Oh.
Let's see. It's based on a 2019 novel called The Never Game by Jeffrey Deaver. And the series stars Justin Hartley, who, if you are of our age, you'll remember him from Passions. That's right, baby. He was on Passions. That's not the only thing he was on. He played Fox Crane on Passions. Um, he also played Oliver Queen on Smallville.
Mm.
He also was Adam Newman on The Young and the Restless. So
Hmm.
he's got quite a star-studded soap opera history. Anyway, he's kind of a that guy. Do you know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
kind of a that guy. Yeah, I saw the preview for it. Maybe it must have been pushing this season. Um, and I remember thinking like, "Oh, that's really cool," because I'm interested in stuff like that. If you know anything about me, bit of a conspiracy theorist. Love how to know survivalist skills. So being able to track people would be pretty cool. Um, but I doubt that I would get any real information from that television show. I'll be like, "You guys, I know how to track people." And they're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? That's not how you do that.
So
You
why is
learned this
Jensen
from TV."
Ackles listed as cast?
Oh, he plays. Oh, interesting. Okay, so all right, Coulter Shaw is the main character. This is gonna get a little convoluted here because there is quite the cast of characters. Lee Turgeson is Austin Shaw, who's Coulter's father. Wendy Crewson is Mary Dove Shaw, who's Coulter's mother. And then Russell Shaw is Jensen Ackles, Coulter's estranged older brother.
Hmm.
So, and we love Jensen Ackles. So,
Love Jensen
I
Ackles.
mean, for a short man, he's got good energy. Um, okay, anyway, we're getting really, really, really sidetracked, and I really want to talk about this episode. So, Takira, you were not here last week, but I was nervous about this episode being entitled missing while Gabi Mosley, but
Mm-hmm.
I did say, I was like, "That seems too obvious."
Right.
It seems too obvious, and it was. And it truly
Yeah.
was.
Honestly, I felt a little panic when I read the title and
Mhm.
I said, I'm just gonna ignore it until I watch the episode.
So yeah, so not really. Not really at all.
Right.
So Elizabeth Gabrielle Mosley, who goes by Gabby Mosley after learning about Gabby Mosley through what else is retconned this episode? But that there is a true crime novel written about Gabby Mosley's story. Written by Arthur Shaw, is that it? Am I making this up? Arthur
I
something.
I was
Janessa will
calling
tell us.
I was calling him something that you might not want me to say, so I don't know
Okay,
his real name.
that's fair. Let's keep it PG. Let's keep it PG. Um, so yeah, we find out that there is a true crime novel that Gabby did an interview with someone who who I don't know, looked like a slime ball a little bit. And as it
Mhm.
turns out, he's a liar. So there's that. The classic twist, though. The classic twist on, like, an author who's trying to tell the tale of someone who's fallen victim to some extensive crime story. It's always that they're the bad guy. I feel bad, actually, honestly, about that trope. I'm sure true crime authors aren't horrible. I'm sure they're fine people. Janessa said, yeah, I didn't pay attention to his real name. I was too busy wanting to throw hands. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yep. Yeah.
we're gonna call him Arthur Shaw. I don't know what the hell his name was, but that's what it is now. And anyway, he wrote a novel that this young girl becomes pretty infatuated with, and yeah, she decides to pretend to kidnap herself and then kidnap somebody else because she's jealous,
This
maybe, of her boyfriend's best friend. It's a little weird. It got a little weird. It got a little weird. And Chinesa, you're right. Everyone was unhinged.
every
Everyone.
single person.
Everyone. Let's just go ahead and get this Gabby Jr. story out of the way. So that we can go back to the other stuff because the other stuff is really what I want to talk about. And this was kind of like, I know this is like the vehicle for telling the rest of the story. Right. But it would, let's admit it, it wasn't as interesting as the rest. It just wasn't.
Right.
It just
Right.
wasn't.
Yeah.
Uh so Gabby Jr., she has a really weird mom who's giving like super weird energy. The boyfriend was a whole red flag. What and the boyfriend and here's the thing though, the boyfriend wasn't the problem in this. Like
Right.
he is a problem, but he was not the problem.
When her mother said, "Oh, absolutely no boyfriend," she's like me. I'm like, lady, you have a kid. What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, it was just giving like a I don't know, she gave like Shelley Duvall in The Shining. Do you know what I'm saying? Just like a nervous energy.
Yeah, definitely.
Just something about the way she's like, "No boyfriends. No." She's introverted like me, her mother. I was like, "Okay, something's wrong here." She's not. She's not gonna be like you at all.
At all.
Turns out she wasn't. Did have like the same crazy energy though. So I guess didn't fall too far from the tree. Apparently her dad left because he was cheating on mom and maybe a narcissist. I don't know. There was like a lot of weird stuff with that. Even though he literally was not even in the episode. He was shown in a photo. Um she did. Shelly was hella frazzled.
Oh man.
I don't want to mispronounce it. Is it Durga or Durga? You tell me. You tell me, because or give me a different name to call you if that's just like your online. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a chronic apologizer also. Chanessa says also the way she burst in all my daughter was kidnapped and it's your fault. That was insane. And also her insistence, like, sir did it. I know because I found a bottle of chloroform. Okay, here's the thing. Where is the average? Where did a 16-year-old girl, or however old this girl is, find chloroform? Is my
Yeah.
question.
And like
That's not normal.
just so many things. I said, what idiot is going to leave the bottle of chloroform at the crime? Like,
Okay. Durga, like the goddess. Thank you. Thank
ah,
you. Got it. I don't know that particular story. I'm gonna have to look that up. I have something in my mouth. Like very suddenly. Okay. Sorry, that was gross. Anyway, like I said, glad we're not on smell-o-vision. Because of my onion breath. Okay. So, um, I'm an ogre, like Shrek, basically. Chanessa said Amazon probably. Okay. You know what? No. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna get flagged by the FBI for you guys, just so you know. I'm gonna get
oh,
flagged by the FBI because I'm gonna look this up. So
like,
just
I knew it wasn't sir. I knew it wasn't sir. Um, and the chloroform being at the crime scenes, I just wanted to know what kind of idiot they were chasing.
okay. Chanessa was weirdly right. This can't be. This can't be the same
What?
chloroform. This can't be the same chloroform. Well, at first it's like liquid chlorophyll, for plants and whatnot. And and for humans? That's weird. Why would you take it? It what? It promotes internal cleansing and internal deodorizing? This is not real. Y'all, I gotta tell you, sometimes supplements are a scam, okay? They just make your pee really expensive. I just want to throw that out there. Uh, someone the other day was like, "What's emergency?" Because I drink emergency like every day at work. And I was like, "Well, really, it just makes your pee really expensive." And they were like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, your body can only process so much vitamin C. You drink chlorophyll daily? Durga, okay. Do you feel interiorly cleansed? That's not what it said. That also, please don't answer that. That was like a really weird question that I just asked you. Please do not. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said it. I don't know why I said it out loud. Do not. She said no BO. I can't. I can't. Chanessa also takes liquid chlorophyll. Oh my
What
god.
is happening?
What is going on right now, you guys? What is happening right now? Okay. I can't. Okay. All right. Well, maybe maybe I need to take it. I don't maybe I'll consider it. Anyway, there's a candle that's called Smells Like Chloroform. Just kidding. It's lavender and vanilla, which like no, okay.
I have a joke about chlorophyll.
Okay. Lay it on us.
I don't know if it's PG, but it's just about how I get my chlorophyll.
Oh, they know. They know. You don't even need to say it. They know. They know. You just said that line alone delivers it. You know what I mean? That line alone. How I get my chlorophyll. Wink, wink.
Have you guys missed us?
Okay. Probably because these last episodes have just been me prattling on by myself. So, and like I told you, it just gets weird because last week I had aphasia. So, like, I was just saying stuff and I was like, that doesn't sound right. And you know what? I never go back to watch my episodes. So, it probably wasn't right. Anyway, I offer no corrections. So you can buy starch indicator solution with chloroform, which is why I'm like, this cannot be the same thing. This has got to be something else. Know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like not the chloroform we're thinking.
Yeah, I'm
And then there's
pretty
a bunch of really stupid jokes like, does this towel smell like chloroform to you? Does this pillow smell like chloroform to you? It's like, it's not that funny. But also, why in our generation am I like, I was so fearful of chloroform, like it was just like freely available to everyone.
Why have I always wanted to chloroform someone?
It's like, okay, so these are millennial problems, right? Like we really were afraid of chloroform. We really were afraid of the Bermuda Triangle.
Oh, hell yes.
Yeah, terrified
Mm-hmm.
of the Bermuda Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Also extremely terrified of sinking sand.
Oh, yes.
It was everywhere. As far as I'm concerned, sinking sand was literally everywhere. Anyway. Anyway, okay. So, I don't know where a 16-year-old girl got chloroform, but she had it. That's probably your
Twice. She
first
had it twice.
it's probably your first red flag that she's insane. Um Also she accused her youth pastor of
Oh my.
I don't know what. Um
It's weird that Gabby couldn't tell he was telling the truth because I could tell he was telling the truth.
right? I was like, bro didn't do nothing and this
Nothing.
girl might be insane.
Yeah.
Um or her mother is insane, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Janessa says, but also, why was the bottle of chloroform proof it was Sir? Is there any indication he ever used it?
They were getting on
Oh,
my
yeah.
nerves.
Yeah, wait. Janessa, that's so accurate because, like, he lured Gabby with books. He did not chloroform her. And he
He
lured
didn't.
Bella.
I was gonna say he didn't even chloroform Bella.
Did he chloroform Anne or whatever her name was?
I don't.
Probably
I don't think
not.
he did. Yeah.
You know what, Janessa? This is why we love you because you really think on the details.
I think Lacey was the most unhinged one in this episode.
Poor Lacey. I we'll get to that. We will get to that. We'll get to that. Okay. Anyway, this girl, Gabby Jr., she's nutty, super nutty, and she's got a boyfriend, and he's a golfer of all things. Fine. And he is on a golf club. Sure. And anyway, he's giving like I cheated on my girlfriend kind of vibe, but he
Mm-hmm.
weirdly he didn't. He's also like, I love my girlfriend and I think she's brilliant. And I was like, why do I feel like you're lying?
Yeah.
But he wasn't.
Wasn't. Yeah.
I don't know. That really didn't go anywhere I expected it to. It was very weird. Um, Janessa said that's why there's no shaker in this episode because she's the only one whose head is screwed on right.
Oh
Durga
yeah.
says Margaret is unhinged AF and really needs Don's therapist husband. Don't you? No, no, no. We will come back to him. I am not ready yet. Uh, okay. Okay. Anyway, then there's like suddenly another girl goes missing, and the connection is the boyfriend. And again, we asked the boyfriend, and he's still not lying. Who's the person who ended up doing this? Oh, that's right. And then there's like AI, sir, which was also weird. Yes, the boyfriend was a terrible red herring. He really was. There's always a red herring in the episodes, but this one was like not good. And it like didn't wrap up nicely, so it was just weird.
The only person that I finally was like, oh, maybe he did it was the author. He was so
Yes.
slimy that I was like, "Oh, he must have done it."
Same. Same. But it's so valid. He's never talked to Sir because he always quotes Sir as saying Gabby.
Yep.
So I'm really glad that they pointed that out in this episode. Like they really brought I mean, we knew that. We knew that he always referred to her as Gabrielle, but it was nice to have it pointed out, I think, maybe for some people who hadn't caught it or for people just joining into the series.
Mhm.
Janessa says the boyfriend didn't do the crime, but still he is garbage who goes golfing when the girlfriend is missing. Yeah, it's weird. But
Mhm.
you heard what he said, Janessa. Coach said, okay? Can you fault the man? His coach said so. They're burning daylight. Um Jermaine says AI sir was funny. It was weird, bro. It
It
was
was
weird.
so
It was
weird.
weird. And then I was like, is this AI sir again when the phone call came through?
Right. But
It
once
wasn't.
he said
It
a
was real
few
sir.
words, I was like, "Oh no, that's Sir."
Yeah, well, he said Gabrielle, and so I guess that was our clue to know that it was really him. Um anyway, he gives a really vague clue about darkness, which apparently is supposed to infer that Gabby Jr. has accepted her inner darkness and gone crazy Gabby Mosley full out and kidnapped someone. So she overpowered a girl who looked much smaller than her and dragged her to a cabin she used to go to as a child. Um and yeah, and then she was then handcuffed by the real Sir.
Y'all,
Because
this
then Sir shows up
episode.
and takes this girl who's been kidnapped out and saves her life.
First of all, I watched the episode at work, right? And people kept interrupting me, and I was getting so angry because I'm like, "Do y'all understand? It, yet another crazy thing. What is Sir doing here?"
I don't know.
Actually, I said, what the hell is Sir doing here?" twice in that episode. Once at M&A,
I know. I know.
and then again later. I'm
It
like,
I don't
"What?"
know. It was insane. Durga says, I mean, if she if she was weird enough to kidnap herself, there had to be signs. LOL, give the boyfriend a break. And Janessa says, "Y'all, when the girl turned the phone around and shows her on video, I literally screamed. I knew it was coming. Like I didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, as soon as she started talking, like I knew it was coming. But Durga
like
says this was the
same.
first episode where I was like, huh? Fair, fair.
Same, like I 100% knew Sir was gonna like be there, but I don't know why I needed to see the look on his face.
It was as good as I expected.
It was.
It was exactly what I wanted. Um, Jermaine said more like found remastered in this episode. This I don't know. This episode did something to me in a way that found has not done in any other episode. Durga's like I can suspend my logic for entertainment, but that live with Sir was crazy. You know that the first comment under that video was, okay, so this is crazy.
Right. Or a WTF.
Or just oh.
Oh,
Those were the comments on that video for sure. Um that and you know that you had to have like the classic like he can kidnap me anytime.
oh yeah,
You know that's
absolutely.
going to be in there. You know that's going to be in there. Okay. So we're moving on from Gabby Jr. She's going to go to jail, I guess. Juvie, I don't know. We don't really wrap that
or
up. We just leave it. It's like bye because
or she'll
we have bigger things to deal with. Um I can't even say it, Chinezzo. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it. Okay. So let's start from Margaret.
oh
Okay. Because I was prediction last episode was that this episode would start and that it would all have been a dream because they keep punking us out with these episodes. So that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought it was going to be like, psych, Margaret's fine. She fell
Oh
asleep at the
no.
train station. No.
I knew it was real. And of course, my brain goes to, oh my gosh, she attacked Sir. But then I'm like, no, it couldn't be Sir. But for some reason, my brain went straight to her attacking somebody.
I mean, she's not okay.
No, she's not.
And I don't know about you, but I felt like she was about to crack
Mm-hmm.
in the interrogation. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
thought she was going to start to. She's going to be the weak link, I think.
And he knows it.
If Trent is able to get anything, it's going to be her.
Yep.
And my thought is he's not going to do anything with it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to really end up happening. Because, you know, our main man, Bill Kelly, is like, don't worry about it, bro. It's fine. You're too personal. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's read a couple comments and then we're going to get into the Margaret thing. So, Durga says, is Sir's harebrained scheme to redeem himself and make Gabi fall for him. Also, his comment to Margaret about making an impression. Margaret is crazy enough. Leave her be. Janessa said, thank God they addressed the Margaret thing immediately. Seriously, it was killing me.
Yeah.
Durga says, they took the train station from Margaret. Damn, Jamie. Yeah, so Margaret is kicked out of the train station indefinitely because she attacked like the custodian. And her crazy behind is calling him frantically afterwards to explain herself. Do you know who does that, Margaret? Stalkers do that.
Yeah.
I get it. You want to explain yourself because you feel really guilty, but like, girl, he don't care. He had to get stitches. You are not okay.
Now that was when I screamed and everyone where I work was like,
girl, I know. I'd be watching From in the break room at work.
When they played that video and she whacked him, I was like,
I mean,
oh
she's
my
like,
God.
her comment, it was an accident. I was like, Margaret, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this. No, it was not.
Then I thought she was gonna whack Sir when he tried to touch the post.
Yeah, she was not having it. She was not having it. Um Janessa says, but also when the interview starts, she's like, oh yeah, he's my friend. And Trent is like, nope, not anymore. Durga says, yes. She was like, my friend, like, sis, you hit a home run on homie's face. For real.
For real.
For real. So so that we find out that's why she's arrested, which means the train station is now not an option for Margaret any longer, which is sad. Gabi had mentioned in the last episode that they really needed to find at least find Jamie or find out what happened to Jamie to end this for Margaret, and it's gotta happen soon because I'm hoping it'll be like our mid-season.
I feel like Sir already knows what happened.
What pisses me off is that she turned down his help.
Yep.
But you know he would be able to figure it out. He may already know.
I think he did already. I just
he may
feel
already
like,
know.
because he clearly, like, they wanted to show us that he's already done extensive amounts of homework on the whole team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And his comment about her wasting her time for 13 years in that bus station and then him offering his help. I'm like, he already knows.
You know what? Durga just said Sir is going to find Jamie. Wouldn't that be like the way for him to maintain this streak of like, I'm a misunderstood hero? If he like found Jamie and brought Jamie back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I can't. I cannot! Oh my god, Sarah's gonna trade Jamie for Gabi. Maybe. She turned him down, but it'll haunt her, says Janessa. Yeah, I know.
Especially because she knows, like the way she knew he was telling the truth about all the other stuff she said, she
Yeah.
knew he was telling the truth.
So, so we get this scene at the beginning with Margaret. We think she's probably gonna crack and tell Trent what happened, like admit to the things that Gabby did. And you can see it in her brain because she flashes back to being in the basement for a split second and sees that hair in um, the sink basin. And
Hmm.
that's like the one detail that she noticed when she was in Gabby's basement. And then she promptly left because she like couldn't handle it. Ma'am, please lay down. This is obnoxious. Hold on.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah, good thing I was muted. Holy cow. Um, so other than that, we get that scene at the beginning. Then we get this scene, I mean, we see Margaret like throughout the episode, but then we get this insane scene where Sir shows up at M&A in the middle of the night because Margaret is working. Now, thankfully, Zeke and Lee flies off the handle because she has been saying, uh, oh, that was weird.
Am I
Um,
back?
yeah, you are.
Okay.
She's been saying, you know, I've been seeing him. He's around. He's following us. And don't even we'll get into the whole gaslighting thing that happened there because I did not enjoy that for a, a second.
Yeah.
Um the scene with Sir in the office was probably the high point of the episode in my opinion. I just something about that, it was scary enough to make me like question whether or not Margaret was going to make it through that scene.
Yes,
And
me
that
too.
is a level of suspense that we haven't really gotten from the show before. Even though Lacey was kidnapped, I feel like we all knew she was gonna be fine.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's not like because this show's been pretty like docile so far in terms of like losing people. I mean, especially in comparison to the other shows that you and I enjoy, Takira, like
Oh, yeah.
Walking Dead and From, where people are
Yeah.
just dying left and right. Um, that ain't happening in this show. So the show feels a little bit tame to me. But it's for, general consumption. So I guess that's why.
Well, yeah.
Um, but this finally had that weight to it. Like I did not know what was going to happen to Margaret.
Yeah. Especially because she's so unhinged and she's reacting
Yeah.
oddly to things.
And then the only other scene we really get out of her in this episode is the final scene where she's waiting in the rain outside of the train station and Gabby and Lacey come to be with her
Hmm.
while she's doing that. Um, and that was it was very touching. It was very, very touching. Durga says, I think it's his brother, to be honest. She's finally trusts him to find he was the accomplice and Lacey was right. Oh, like the helper. Okay, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. Mark Paul is killing it because that scene had me on edge for real. He is delivering.
Hmm.
He is delivering. Who knew? Who knew Zach Morris had it in him? But he's phenomenal. NBC posted the scene on YouTube less than an hour ago, Janessa said, and I've already rewatched it several times. We got to talk about him calling her a bag lady. Oh my God. So I think that was my favorite part about the interaction is that he states that she is intuitive, which is, I think, is the better way to put that. She does have a pretty strong intuition. She can read people. It's because of her trauma that she can read people. I know that it's like sold as, well, she's looking for her son, so she's looking for the details and everything, but it's really trauma because a lot of people with trauma end up being able to read people really well. especially if they've lived in like an abusive household. I don't know if that's the case for Margaret, like in her childhood, but maybe. I remember you watched Lie to Me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I Do you remember the TSA agent that they pick up in the first episode to bring on to their team? I cannot remember her name. That's her whole backstory. Is that the reason
Don't
she is
remember.
so good at like reading people and recognizing like microaggressions and not even microaggressions. The microfacial expressions, that's what I meant to say. Microaggressions. Is because she was abused as a child. She lived in an abusive household. That's like her whole backstory. Anyway, this reminded me a lot of that. But I also love that she was able to, yes, exactly. He was actually impressed by her ability to read him
Mm-hmm.
because it was impressive. It was incredibly impressive. She knows that he's working with someone. She knows he had just gotten a haircut. Um, yeah, it was insane. It was it was a tense scene, but I loved every second of it. And I was like, I want more of whatever this is.
Yeah.
I wanted more of whatever that was. Plus, yeah, plus then he says stuff like, well, you're just a crazy bag lady waiting in a train station.
I don't know why my brain never put him in the scene with other people. Like, I don't know. I felt like
Mm.
naturally he should be in a scene with Lacey. Like, I kind of knew they would share a scene
Lacey and
eventually.
Gabby, really, that's kind of, yeah, my
Right.
head was in the same space. Yeah.
But whew, I don't know. It was just them not saying anything to each other. I was like, oh,
It was so good.
yeah.
But that's like two veteran actors for you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both of these people have been in the game a long time. So it was very impressive. Durgus is very impressed, told her she made an impression. If he wasn't so obsessed with Gabby, Margaret might be his target.
Right?
And Janessa said he looked offended when she accused him of taking Gabby Jr. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he did. Like, no, why would I take her? For what reason? Also, she crazy. So, like, really, why? Yeah, him in the shadows. That was such a good shot. It was such a clean shot. Oh, it was so good. Okay. We can't just talk about this scene though forever. So let's move on to some other things. All right, I'm ready to finally talk about it. Don and his therapist boyfriend, which if you haven't watched our coverage of this, then you don't know this, but I hate him with a fiery passion because that is such a screwed up dynamic. You started dating your therapist and he let you? It's so weird. It's so weird. Anyway, he's back. And Chanessa sent me screenshots. And I was like, no,
Oh yeah.
I don't want this. I don't want it. Hi, Marcus. Hi.
My Marcus?
Yeah, you're Marcus.
Hi Marcus.
Durga says his target is super clear. I don't know why everyone insists on projecting other things onto him. He wants the person's mind. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why they keep like accusing him of like other people.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Chanessa says therapist husband.
Oh
Married
yeah.
makes it worse.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're married. I don't want to acknowledge it. Don's husband looks like a robot, like a Tesla bot. The man doesn't look real. Okay. Okay. Jermaine said the golfer boyfriend looked like that character that Eugene socks in the face in TWD. I cannot remember who that is. I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out, Jermaine.
It's Sebastian.
Oh, not Teo Rap
Right.
Olsen. Get
Teo.
out of here. He did kind of look like Teo, actually. That looked like baby Teo.
Right.
Um, he had the coiffed hair. Um, okay, so Don's boyfriend, as far as I'm concerned. Um, so Don finally admits after Margaret finds out that he has not yet told him, finally admits that he helped Gabby kidnap Sir. And at first he's like, that's okay. I'm not mad at you. It's fine. And at first I was like, oh, okay. Like maybe I've really been giving him a bad rap on the
Right.
internet. Maybe I'm maybe I'm like I'm being so mean. Like maybe he's like a good guy. Like he really cares. And then he psychoanalyzed his boyfriend and said, well, that's probably why you haven't, whatever he said about like that's why you haven't told people at work or whatever, or that's why you're so
Mm-hmm.
stressed at work. And then he's like, oh no, they know. And then he had the audacity to make it about himself. All about him. And I was like, nope, I was right. You are the worst.
I was annoyed for so many reasons because, first of all, it clearly is something super important and it's about Gabby. Now, if he's talking about it, that means something is going on. Because it's not like he went to the team and was like, okay, team, this is what I need you to sit down so I can tell you this. Like it came out because Gabby's stuff came out.
Mm-hmm.
Number one. So to just go off like that and you don't even know what happened and you don't even ask questions, how, why, nothing. It's just all about you, me.
Yep.
Oh, woe is me. I can't believe, blah, blah, blah. Shut up.
I know. I don't like him. I stand by it. If Ethan has no haters, I am dead. Okay? Janessa says Ethan acts like such a therapist when Don tells him, but then he finds out that the team already knows and he drops that. That was my
Yep.
exact beef with him. And Durga says, if I was Don, I would have said, I'll tell them in the morning. For real though, for
Yep.
real. For real. Janessa, the quote was, you have to tell the team, I'll help you. You condescending piece of human garbage who dates his patients like a creep.
I'll help you. Ugh.
God,
Ugh.
I hate him. I just hate him. I just hate
Ugh.
him. Anyway, we're moving on from that. I don't want to talk about him anymore. He's a scumbag. All right. So we talked about Margaret. We talked about Don and Ethan. Let's go to Lacey's stuff because that like ties in Zeke.
Mm.
Because like Lacey and Zeke are together constantly
Yeah.
now, which I love. I love that. Also, Zeke's shirt at the end of this episode was beautiful.
Oh, we
That
need to go back
crocheted
and
button
watch.
up, it
Oh
was like
yes.
granny squares.
Yeah.
It was so cute. Anyway, moving on. That had nothing to do with anything. I just like was like, I love this shirt. Um, okay, so I love Zeke. I do. I've stated that from the very beginning. He was my favorite character from the first episode. Love him. But Lacey is like, I'm struggling with Lacey's story right now. Okay. Lacey is having a meltdown. Yes, Janessa, Lacey's meltdown online hurt. It hurt.
Yeah.
I get why she's doing what she's doing. It's like
Mm.
the way that Dawn and Zeke were talking about her and to her, I think really spurred a lot of that on.
Mm.
I Okay, so I have talked about this a lot. I was in a DV situation for several years, roughly 7, maybe 7.5. Um, and I was often here's the other side of that. I also have mental health issues. I've been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. Oh, that was one of the things I wanted to say. Someone in this episode had manic eyes. I think it was the mom. I think it was the mom. It was like someone turned and looked at the screen and I was like, "Oh god, that's manic if I've ever seen it." I was like, "You are not okay." Um, anyway, that's why I gave, like, Shelley Duvall for me. But, um, so so I have had people, you know, I don't like to throw around the term gaslighting loosely. I think it is a heavily overused term. But this was that. This was that. Like, in its truest form. Like, you think that you're seeing these things and you're confiding in the person that you love the most, and they are just like, "No, I don't think you're okay." And,
Hmm.
like, I understand that because it comes off as like you're mentally unwell and you've really been through some stuff, so, like, maybe you do need help, but, like, just playing it off and not pushing her to receive help is really where the problem I have with it lies.
And also, I know like being unhinged can throw people off, but there are also certain people that it makes them sharper. And what bothered me was he didn't even think about the fact that he thought she was crazy last week, and she was right about Sir.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like she's proving to you that she's seeing this, and you guys are
Hmm.
still saying that she's not
Hmm.
okay, and I get she's not sleeping, and yes, sleep deprivation does do things to your brain. 100% true. That is a fact. But she's telling you that she saw these things and you're like, "Just go to sleep."
Yeah.
It's just not helpful, it's not productive. It's not productive. So, it's like if you had come in that in a more loving way with, like, support and to say, like, "Why don't we go find somebody for you to talk to?"
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, when I was coming home and crying every day, my husband is like, "I love you so much, and I wanna be there for you so much, but this is like, you're not getting any better, and clearly just coming home and crying to me is not helping. Can we go find somebody for you to talk to?" Like, that's more loving and helpful than it
Hmm.
is for you to be like, "You're wrong, go to bed."
The way I would have lost it.
Oh my god, I know, she was so calm. She was so calm. Jermaine said, "I can't blame Lacey though, honestly." I mean, neither could I. Dude, I haven't been there. I haven't been to this extreme, but, like, I've been there. Janice said, "Yeah, Zeke was such a jerk at the start of the episode, not believing her. Like, yes, she's unwell, but dang, be a little supportive."
Hmm.
Lacey had manic eyes in the video. You know what? That may have been when it was. I can't remember now. I remember thinking the mom had really crazy eyes, but maybe it was Lacey's video that did it for me. Anyway, props to the actors for looking extra crazy this episode.
Yeah.
They were doing a great job. Dura says, "Am I weird for thinking the love triangle will be Don, Zeke, and Lacey?" Get out of here. I can't. People keep saying this stuff. People are shipping Zeke and Don like so hard. Um, yeah, I hope they get her some help. I haven't seen a therapist in one flashback. I know. I know. I'm not. Yeah, it's like, did she? I thought they were gonna get her help. That was the resolution of last week's episode.
Hmm.
In the flashback was that her mother was gonna go get her help. And that I think it was well, I watched 2 episodes last week. It was one of those episodes. Um so that was supposed to happen already and then it didn't happen. It's kind I don't know. It's this has been really weird to me. Now, I know that there is stigma around mental health services and that is still a thing. And it's still a thing in a lot of underserved communities, especially. Um And so I don't know if there's some reluctancy on everyone's side there. Also, the flashbacks happened so long ago. We're talking 20, what, 20 years? Is that how long it's been? Is it 20 years?
Yeah, it would have to be, right?
Right? Um, and I know that 20 years ago, now to be fair, I was diagnosed 20 years ago. So mental health services were more readily available than they had been previously. And they were free to people because I got a free screening. at the serious behest of like relatives. Like I was taken to do it. Um so, like it's not like it was unavailable to them.
Right.
It was becoming more actively available.
I
I'm
will
just
say, even up to a couple years ago, I would get waitlisted for mental health
mm,
services.
I could see that being the issue. I could
Hmm.
see that being the issue. Janessa said they mentioned the art therapy. Yeah, they did super briefly. So I
Hmm.
guess that was all they did. Yeah, maybe.
I mean, also, I studying psychology. I know that like the child psychology part of it, having specifically like for children that go through certain things wasn't a big thing back then
Mm,
like it is
mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah,
They may not have even known what to do with her. It's
yeah,
like
that's
we
true.
can try this and then we can try this and then it's like, well, she'll get over it eventually,
I
you know.
know. Well, because play therapy is like just finally becoming a thing
Mhm.
now, and there's so few people offering it.
Right.
That I will say, child mental health services are still
Mhm.
not as available as they should be. But honestly, it's like, eh, well, now doesn't even really count because it's like these kids went through COVID, and so that's why they're like so traumatic. They've had like a
Yeah.
traumatic upbringing already, and they didn't. So it's like we have wait lists constantly here in the area, but that's like for a whole different reason. Janessa said, why send her to therapy when they could just rely on Teen Gabby to fix both Bella and the mom? True, and that's free. Durga says Lacey's mom is wild for putting her child's healing in the hands of a teenager who's healing themselves. Every time I see her
Mhm.
mom leaning on Gabby, it pisses me off. It is insane. It's
Yeah.
it's literally insane. Um, I get Gabby's supposed to be like this strong person. I understand that's supposed to be like her whole thing. That's like the character. But like in this regard, it doesn't make any sense. So it's just weird that they've written it that way.
Mhm.
And okay. Anyway, sorry, where were we?
Like
Where were we
I
even? Oh, we were talking about Lacey.
I even understand like she probably made it clear that she would only talk to or communicate with Gabby, but it's like, okay, so do it with a therapist in a room.
Anything really is better than what they're doing right now.
Right. Yeah.
Anything is better than this. Um Obviously Lacey ends up okay. You know what I mean? Like she ends up okay
Hmm.
eventually, but like Gabby doesn't, clearly.
Exactly. And I'm
Um,
starting to see why.
yeah. Oh, that's just what Shazza says. No wonder Gabby's unhinged now. She had to put her healing aside to take care of Bella and Bella's mom and her own
Yep.
dad.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 And she martyrs herself enough to like want to do that. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Um, yeah. So I'm worried about Lacey. I'm glad now that Gabby's like, we're gonna find someone for you to talk to. I'm like, that should have been literally the first thing you guys did when she got back. But sure, I guess better late than never. Jermaine says, I hope we can see Lacey 100% again. Seeing Lacey like this hurts. Not going to lie. I know it does. It really does.
Yeah.
There says, but everyone leans on Gabby, and that's why everyone is pissing me off. A la How to Get Away with Murder. You give me a chance to decide my kidnapper's fate. I can't guarantee he won't be in my basement. Fair. Fair.
Yeah.
I know. Dara, that is what we constantly said about this show when it first came out, was that it gave Shonda Rhimes energy, like so hard.
Yeah.
Even though she's not related to this. It just very much has the vibe of one of her shows. It still does, even into the second season. It still very much does.
Am I the only one like this whole season, like we wanted Gabby to tell the truth. We kind of wanted her to get caught.
Yeah, yeah.
Never wanted her to go to jail or anything like that. But
It's like I didn't know how else it was gonna end, but yeah,
yeah,
I
right.
get it. I get it.
But at the same time, I feel like everyone should be mad because like she kept the secret, not because she did it.
I know. That's the craziest part about all of this.
Y'all are
Is
mad that she
like
did it? Like,
you're it's
what?
like okay, I don't know. It's like it's insane, right? Because like you rely on this woman to lead you, but it's almost like you don't care if she has a sense of right or wrong that's
Hmm.
appropriate. You're like, "I'm mad that you didn't tell me that you kidnapped this guy." That doesn't make any sense. It's because everyone in the show is unhinged. Everyone is not okay.
They're not mad at Don.
No, they're not. So it's
And
not the act of kidnapping. It's not the act of kidnapping that bothers them.
so Margaret's the only one that's brought up like, well, how could she do that to another human being after what we've all been through? She's said it more than once. And
But it's like
even
it's not that though. It's like the fact that she lied that it upsets her. I know
hmm
she's brought that up, but it's almost like a scapegoat for her anger.
yeah. And
I don't
it's
know.
like,
It's insane.
okay, so I my brain is imagining her and Don kidnapping Sir. Sir's in the basement. After maybe a week, Gabby feels guilty. Gabby gathers the team and says, Sir's in my basement. I feel like it would be the other side of the coin with them going, why would you tell us this when, like, now
Now we're
the
all
cops,
incriminated.
yeah, we're all going to go to jail if you
Yes,
go down.
you are 100% correct. You are 100% correct.
It's just, they're annoying me.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Janessa said Margaret's still acting high and mighty after she got arrested and Gabby bailed her out.
Yeah.
Jermaine said is next week the season finale. No, my
No,
friend. Nowhere near it. Nowhere
22
near it.
episodes.
Yeah, we're getting a full season this
And
season. We're
we'll
getting a full season.
probably have our stuff together by episode 20.
Mm, I doubt it'll happen at all, which is fine. Never has, never will. Uh, Susie girl, hello. My prediction is Sir will clear his name in public and face 0 jail time. The evidence against him is over 15 years old and will go under statute of limitations. I don't know that there's a statute of limitation on kidnapping.
Hmm.
There's not on murder. Let's see.
Definitely not.
Statute. See, now, okay, you guys, the FBI is really coming for me now, all right? And I'm going to be like, I cover I cover a crime drama. Um it varies by state. What state are they in?
uh,
How do I not know this? They've said it before. Why can't I think of what state it is?
wait, are they in DC?
Yes, they are. Thank you.
Okay.
There is no statute of limitation in DC for kidnapping.
Shouldn't be one anywhere.
Um yeah, I don't know for anywhere else. You just have to look it up.
I feel like this may not be his end game, but I don't know. At the same time, he somehow wants Gabby to say she wanted to be with him. Like,
So
that's the
that's
only
the thing.
way.
That's the thing. He keeps saying she will choose to come with me. So he's going to set up some way that like she has to save somebody or everyone by going with him willingly. And she will because she's a martyr.
Hmm.
So I think it's been kind of my thought that that's how a season 2 will end, is that she
That's what
will
I was
go with
just
him,
thinking.
and that season 3 will begin with us, like, her trying to get away from him.
And the team searching for her.
Yep, and them being in, like, a different country. I don't know. That's just my prediction for it. Um, Don got over his anger in record time? What is that? I'm sorry, Janessa, we moved too fast. I don't know what that's in reference to. If you can
He
let me
was
know in the
mad at
chat.
the team. That's the only thing I
Oh,
remember him being mad at.
yeah, true, true. Susie Girl says he recently kidnapped Lacey, but still he'll weasel his way out of Lacey's trial. Trent is still building a case against Gabi kidnapping Sir and will succeed because he's a good cop. But then by the finale, oh, you were gonna say more, but it cut off. Janessa said DC has, yeah, no statute of limitations on kidnapping. He already got them a place in Amsterdam with a basement for Gabi to
Oh
live in.
yes.
I mean, sorry, Felice, his agoraphobic wife. Sorry. That's her name now. Um that's my prediction for the end of this season. Who knows? This show throws me for a loop constantly, so I have no idea.
Couple things.
Yes.
Right on Gabby for cursing everybody out because
Yeah, no.
the way everyone calls Sir like her criminal or her like whatever, but
And then
then
they
when it
don't
comes
trust
down to
her.
them
I
listening to
know.
her, they never do.
I know. I know.
So go Gabby for putting your foot down and saying you can't have it both ways.
No, you can't. You can't.
Also, I think that Margaret at some point is going to tell Trent something. I don't know if she'll
Mhm.
tell him everything, and I don't know if it's going to be on purpose or if it's going to slip. But I definitely think she's going to be the one to give him something that makes him feel like he has enough information to arrest her, and that's going to happen at the exact same time that Sir finally kidnaps her, or if she willingly goes
Oh.
with him.
Okay. I like that theory. I like that theory. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of different places that this can go, so I just hope that whatever the right like, however the writing works, that it goes well, and I hope we get more of this. And so I just have to say, let's take a look at the episodes. Okay. Michael G. Peterson, you blew me out of the water this week. If you could write more of these episodes this season, I would love that. Because I did really I think I think we did really like Missing Well Undocumented last season. And he wrote that one.
Yes,
I
we
think
did.
I think we did really like that one.
We did.
Um okay, so I don't know. Do you have anything else to say about this episode?
Um, I just I wouldn't have
Gabby's
felt.
story was surprisingly like almost non-existent in this episode,
Mm-hmm.
which was interesting.
It was just, I think it was her finally figuring out that she needed to tell everybody off one good
Mhm.
time.
That was really that was really it, cuz she was just kind of like woven into the background of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Durga, that's interesting. What if Gabby chooses to leave with him because of the charges?
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know that she would. I don't know that she would. Oh, Chanessa. Oh my God. Yes. Zeke in the rain.
Oh my.
Oh,
Oh my
oh my
God.
God. I was so happy. I was so happy.
And
Oh,
I love that he stuck his foot out first. Like he
hmm,
really was
he was trying.
kind of, yeah,
He
he
was
was
trying.
kind of outside.
Durga says Zeke in the rain made me so happy. Like, one more step, little guy. I know. It was so sweet. It was so precious. And it was like, it was obviously the influence of Lacey, which is really nice, which kind of makes the stuff with Lacey hurt even more. So I'm really hoping that that kind of turns around in this next episode. I know he loves her. I know he really cares about her, and that's why he's so like
He's being driven
protective.
completely by fear right now. He's
But
just
yeah, it's like he just doesn't want to lose her and he knows that he's like unable to help. That episode where we
mhm,
thought that she was taken, that dramatic fake out ending that we had, it's like I
mhm,
get it. I get it, but it's like it's hurtful to see the way that he's acting. So I just really want to see that kind of flip.
yeah.
I don't want it to come to a head where she like ends up leaving because of it.
Yeah. I almost thought she was gonna kind of leave in this
Mm,
episode.
I know. It felt that way. All right. We will go on and talk about next week because we've already gone over an hour. We usually cap this around an hour. So, next week episode, season 2, episode 7 is called Missing While Hated.
Mm.
It is written by Charlie Engelhorn, who we have not had an episode written by yet. So that'll be interesting. And directed by Sud Sutherland, who also has not directed an episode yet. Sud Sutherland is a Canadian film director and screenwriter. His credits include the films Doomstown, which is just like a Canadian TV movie. Love, Sex, and Eating the Bones, a Canadian romantic comedy. You're super Canadian here, guy. Guns, a Canadian television miniseries. Speakers for the Dead, which has no blue link, so not really sure what that is. Home Again, which is a Canadian drama film. And then some miscellaneous. Oh, here we go. Here's the one you wanted. All right, we got Drop the Beat, which is a Canadian television series. Da Kink in My Hair, also a Canadian television show. And the one Canadian show that we all know and love. He also worked on episodes of Degrassi Next Generation.
Hmm.
So, I don't know in what season. That'll really tell us what kind of director we got here. um he did some other things. He did Superman and Lois, which is a fairly recent show. Batwoman, and then some other Canadian stuff that I don't recognize. Oh, Murdoch Mysteries. I've heard of that.
Mhm.
Yeah, he did Murdoch Mysteries as well. Yeah, so okay. Oh, here we go. He did episodes in season 4 and 6 of Degrassi. So early enough that I still enjoyed it and it wasn't completely off the rails. So promising. Oh, he also did Heartland. Do you know what Heartland is, Tahira? It's like the
Was-
most Canadian show of all time.
oh,
Um,
then no.
okay, Heartland. Heartland is here. I'm just gonna read the synopsis. The series is based on the Heartland book series by Lauren Brooke and follows Amy Fleming and her older sister, Louise Lou Fleming, on their Alberta based family ranch, Heartland, where they live with their widowed grandfather, Jack Bartlett, played by Sean Johnston, their father, Tim Fleming, and the hired farmhand, Ty Borden. While experiencing the highs and lows of life on the ranch, the family bonds and grows closer. It's got a lot of horses in it. It's a show about horse girls.
Interesting.
It's so Canadian. It's so Canadian. I'm looking to see what he's done more recently than that. An episode of Blind Spot, which was a great show.
Mhm.
Designated Survivor, that was also a great show.
Nice.
Um, Private Eyes, I don't recognize that one. Ginny and Georgia, The Flash. Oh yeah, he was in on like the whole DC television universe. Ginny and Georgia. He did not Ginny and Georgia. Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Superman and Lois. He did it all. Oh, he has also done an episode of Law and Order Toronto: Criminal Intent. Did you know that they have their own Law and Order? I
I
did
did not.
not. Oh
I
my
did
gosh,
not.
the fact that it's in the name, Law& and Order Toronto. I can't. I cannot. I absolutely cannot. That's amazing. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in next week's episode. I'm excited. Um, yeah, I don't know what that'll hold. Not as clear of a title as Missing Wild Gabby Mosley, so we'll just have to see who it is that's hated. We'll just have to see. But anyway, thank you guys. His creds are all over the place for real. The
Yeah.
man's he's worked in the business for a long time. Durga says, I don't know. There is a familiarity that both Gabby and Sir like to pedestalize themselves with. It's actually really weird on her part. Yeah, there's a bit of like a hero complex for both of them. Janessa said, makes sense. There's also a Law and Order UK. Yeah, but is it called Law and Order UK or is it like Law and Order Leeds? Do you see what I mean? It's like,
Wait, which one was the original? Because you know we like to steal things from over there.
no, I think they put it came out after our Law and Order.
Okay.
Yeah. Durga said I could see her choosing him despite how much she pretends to hate him. I don't know that I'd go that far. I feel like there'll have to be a motive, but I feel like it'll be a whole like martyrdom situation. Martyrdom, not martyrdom. That's the way I said it. That's not what I meant. That's not a thing. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna head off. Thank you all for being here, though. I really appreciate it. I hope
Thank
you had
you.
fun. Thank you, Takira, for being here today.
Of course.
I think the people missed you. Our 24 viewers missed you. But no, I joke, but I'm very, very, very appreciative of every single one of you. So yeah, we will see you same time, same place next week. Hopefully Takira, I don't know, maybe she'll be at work and that's okay too, or she'll be sleeping and that's okay too. I will still try to be here if I can remember because the other week I just went to bed instead, completely forgot. So who knows what will happen. But it should be Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live here on YouTube on my channel. Please go ahead and like and subscribe. This, if you haven't liked this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I wish I had an outro video